analytical. This training is on analytical techniques for decision making in agriculture, and it is being organized for assistant professors as well as research scholars of NARS. And we have around 150 participants, but regularly I find nearly 100 participants are joining. Some are looking at this offline after we give them the recording and the things. And this particular presentation is being recorded. This is for your information. I will briefly now introduce you to the participants. First of all, welcome to you in this training program, and thank you very much for agreeing for delivering this lecture and completing our training, because we didn't have any fisheries lecture in this training so far. So Dr. S.S. Raju, he is currently working as principal scientist, agricultural economics at ICR, Central Marine Fisheries Research Institute, Visakhapatnam. Before that, he was our colleague at NIAP. He worked here for a long time. And prior to joining NIAP, he worked at National Institute of Animal Nutrition and Physiology, Bangalore, from 97 to October 5. Then October 5, he joined NIAP, and he left for CMFRI on October 15. And since then, he is working there. He got gold medals for his MSc and PhD for obtaining highest GPA. And he is also recipient of the Team Research Award for ICR in 99-2000. He had contributed by doing research in network projects on regional crop planning and some other projects on fisheries economics, insurance, livestock, and agriculture growth and development. And he has authored 4 books and 60 research papers in national and international journals, and more than 20 national and international research projects he has worked on. Also, he has foreign exposure of 4 foreign countries on ICR deputation. So from last 7-8 years, he has been working on this fisheries sector at CMFRI. So we decided to have lecture on estimating economics of marine fisheries in India. So Dr. Raju, now you may please deliver your lecture.
Thank you, madam, for your nice introduction. Good afternoon, all the participants. So am I audible? Am I audible?
You are audible.
No problem. Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Perfect.
So I'm going to deliver a lecture on the economics of marine fisheries in India. Madam, slides are not moving.
Slides are moving.
Okay, madam. Okay, madam. Okay, madam. So my lecture consists of 4 heads. One is the first 5-10 minutes. I will speak about the importance of marine fisheries in Indian economy. Then I will give brief details of economics of marine fishing operations that consists of both capture fisheries and culture fisheries. In capture fisheries, mechanized fishing and motorized fishing and non-motorized fishing. And in culture fisheries, how we calculate economics using different indicators like cage farming economics, pond culture economics, and recirculatory aquaculture system, then seaweed farming, then ornamental fisheries, and so on. So all what are the various economic tools and techniques we will use for calculation of these fishery sectors. And another thing, we will see the financial feasibility of the projects also by using the discounted techniques and undiscounted techniques. And undiscounted techniques like rate of return on capital and payback period, how we will calculate. And in the case of the discounted techniques, we will use the net present worth and benefit cost ratio, internal rate of returns kind of things. How we'll calculate, I will show you. Then another thing is the sensitivity analysis. Sensitivity analysis for addressing the adverse changes. If at all any risk is involved in the projects, how we will calculate. That also we will do by discounting the future benefits by deducting 10% benefits, 20% benefits, 10% benefit. We will give the some shocks. Then how the benefits will behave. Those things also I will explain how we have to do sensitivity analysis also. This is brief about my presentation outline. Then coming to the importance of the marine fishery sector. Fishery sector plays an important role in Indian economy. It contributes in terms of national income, exports, food and nutritional security, because this fish mainly consists of the protein and omega-3 fatty acid, amino acids, vitamins and minerals. So it will contribute a lot, and it is it's a cheap protein kind of thing, very cheaply available. And it is giving a lot of employment to the various sectors of it, like fisherman, labor, and fishery sector involve many industries, and the feed manufacturing industry. All these industries also generating a lot of employment. And the fishery sector also important principal source of livelihood for a large section of economically underprivileged. The most of these marine fisheries and everything fisheries, mostly it is targeting the below poverty line people. So they are getting the livelihood and employment kind of thing. And if you see the fishery sector as a whole, it is contributing 4.3% to the total agricultural GDP in 2011 and 12. Now it is contributing almost 7.28%. This is the fisheries GDP to fisheries contribution to the agricultural GDP. Then fish production, if you see, it's a total is the both freshwater and marine fisheries. It is about 14 million metric tons, out of which inland is the 10.43 and marine is the 3.72. Inland is nothing but freshwater fisheries. Marine is nothing but the seawater fisheries. The export of marine products stood at the 12.9 lakh metric tons and valued at the almost 46,663 crores during 2019 and 20. And our country is having long coastline, about 8,000 kilometers, and 2 million square kilometer exclusively economic zone is also available for the marine fishery. And if you see the production, marine fishery contribution sector-wise, mechanized sector is contributing more, 79%, followed by motorized 70%, and non-mechanized is 1%. Mechanized and motorized difference is that engine capacity. So in motorized we will use 9 to 10 HP, and in mechanized more than 50 to 200, 300 mechanized HP of the engine we will use. In non-mechanized there is no question of engine, only just by without any engine they will operate. Then coming to the capture fisheries. So we will divide our lecture into the capture fisheries and culture fisheries, and how we will calculate the capture fisheries economics. First we will see. Then for calculating the economics of capture fisheries, we have to see the both fixed costs and variable costs. Fixed costs are nothing but the expenses that are met even if there is no fishing and are recurring in nature. So without doing any fishing also, once we start this operation, capture fisheries, this cost is involved. Example, we take taxes, insurance, and depreciation. And depreciation on the assets like your boats, nets, then engine, whether you are using or not. So those things will get depreciated. So usually we will calculate depreciation by using the economic life of the asset. And we will take the interest on fixed capital also. So whatever we are investing on the boats, nets, or engine, or some other things, we will invest some amount. For that, if you are using or not using, some interest we will lose. So this interest rate we will calculate by whatever this national banks are charging for the long-term loans. That interest we will take for to calculate the interest on fixed capital. Then variable costs. Variable costs are nothing but the out-of-pocket expenses, and these are actually incurred in the process of production. You take the example of fuel expenditure like diesel or kerosene. Those expenditure on fuel will take, and crew wages. Crew wages, whatever that crew numbers will be there, then we will take the total gross revenue, whatever it is obtained, and we will deduct the input costs. And after deducting the input cost from the gross revenues, the revenue obtained, we will give the share like 35 to 50%. It will go to the crew, and if in the sectors of motorized and non-motorized. In case of mechanized, depending upon the agreement between the crew and the owner, like it may be 10 to 16% kind of thing. And food expenditure and daily bata also they will give depending upon their earnings, and lubricating oil expenditure, salt expenditure, ice expenditure, repair and maintenance. Repair and maintenance annually they will do, and they will apportion according to the number of trips. So they will calculate per trip and they will put that amount. And auction charges. Once the fish, we get the fish in the harbor or in the landing center or in the market, they will undergo for the auction, and that some charges will be involved. In mobile charges per phone, for talking from here and there, and other whatever incidental costs, other incidental costs charges, that also they will include in the variable costs. Then fixed costs are over and variable costs are over. Then we have to see the gross returns. Gross returns, nothing but the returns per trip can be calculated by the multiplying the species wise quantity collected per trip with the corresponding landing center price. That means quantity of fish multiplied by the price. So different species, different quantities, different price. We will take all the quantities and prices, and we will obtain the value for each species. Then we will submit. Then that we will get the gross returns. Then net returns are net operating income. That is nothing but gross returns minus fixed costs plus variable costs. So we have to deduct the total cost from the gross returns. We will get the net returns or net operating income. Then after getting all these data, and we will use some economic indicators or productivity indicators like labor productivity. So labor productivity usually will express kg per crew per trip. Whatever catch that we got it, that is expressed in kg divided by average crew number, crew size. That in that boat 8 people, 7 people, or 9 people, or 10 people, we will catch divided by the crew. Then we will get the labor productivity. Then input output ratio. Input cost by divided by the gross returns. So input, whatever input cost is there, like fuel, then this maintenance and ice, salt, and all those things will add and divide by gross returns. And capital productivity or operating ratio. Operating cost divided by gross return. That means input cost plus crew wages also will include in the variable cost, in the operating cost, and we will divide by the gross return. Then we will get the capital productivity operating ratio. And gross ratio. So capital productivity will take care only variable cost. In the gross ratio, we will take the both variable cost and fixed cost. That is total cost will take divided by the gross returns. Then net operating income. Net operating income is nothing but the gross returns minus total operating cost. That means we will see the what is the net income or profit by deducting the variable cost from the gross revenue. Then gross value added. Value of goods and services provided after deducting costs of inputs. That means net operating income plus crew wages. This actually goes to the economy. So the economy, so that we will calculate. And how much it is going to the economy, GVA will tell. And gross value added as a percentage of gross returns. What is the percentage of total gross return is going to the economy? So percentage also we will calculate. Then I will, whatever I have told in those indicators, I will explain with the help of data. So we have, I told you, in the capture fisheries, we have three sectors. One is mechanized, second one is motorized, third one is non-motorized. In mechanized sector, multi-day MDF means multi-day fishing. That means per trip they will go for more than 4 to 5 days per trip. So once they will start means they will return after 4-5 days. In this, we will take the various components like crew wages, crew bata. These two comes to labor cost. Then input cost like fuel, auction charges, other charges like repair and maintenance, ice, salt, everything will add in, mobile charges, everything in other charges. Then these three things will constitute the total input cost. And if we add both the labor cost and input cost, we will get the operating cost or variable cost. Then catch, whatever catch we on the day on that per trip we got it, that will note it. And gross revenue, this catch multiplied by value price, then we will get the gross revenue. Then crew size, how many number of labor or crew are employed per trip, that will in the board we will note down. Then after getting all these things, we will calculate the net operating income. Net operating income is nothing but the gross revenue minus operating cost. Then capital productivity is nothing but the operating cost divided by gross revenue. Labor productivity is nothing but the crew per kg per trip. How much kg per crew per trip we got it. Input output ratio means input cost divided by the gross revenue. Then gross value added. That means net operating income plus crew wages. Then percentage of GVA to GA, gross revenue. So whatever gross value is there, divided by gross revenue into 100, then we will get the percentage. Like that, we will calculate the various indicator by using this kind of data. This is for the just example I have given from the Kakinada. This is in Andhra Pradesh, Visakhapatnam, Kakinada in Andhra Pradesh, Paradip in Odisha. So these are all the major ports in the for mechanized sector, major landing centers or major harbors. Then coming to the motorized. So mechanized is over, then motorized. Motorized is mostly single day fishing. So mechanized is the more than 4 to 5 days. Single day fishing means here only single day, 8 to 10 hours. Morning they will go and evening they will come back. So here also we will calculate all the labor costs, input cost, and output will record, and indicators we will use, and we will find out the all the economic index like capital productivity, labor productivity, input output, so this one. So if you see the capital productivity of these landing centers out of 4, 0.56 is the more efficient way, because lesser the operating ratio of capital productivity, more is the efficient kind of thing. So like that, labor productivity, which center is the more, we can calculate that also. So all these things, so using these indicators, we will calculate the economics of the motorized fishing. Even non-motorized, this is also single day fishing, but here there is no engine. No, that's why here the fuel, there will not be no engine. That's why there is no fuel cost. Only just crew wages only it involves. So other charges are not much in the non-motorized single day fishing. So we will calculate, and this net operating, capital productivity, labor productivity, input output ratio, because there is no inputs here, no fuel kind of thing, nothing is there. That's why input output share is not much. And gross value added, GVA to GR, we calculate for the difference. So same for the all the three sectors, different using different values. Then coming to the one jellyfish is the available. So this is the we have calculated from the jellyfish. Here this jellyfish is a lot of advantages there in the South Asian countries and other, especially in China. We are exporting this one to the processed, especially processed jellyfishes have a good demand, and we are exported to South Asian countries. India is one of the largest exporter of edible jellyfish to China. So same thing, we are collecting all these things from the different years: operating cost, revenue, net operating income, and catch per trip, crew size, labor productivity, capital productivity, all these ratios. Even fuel efficiency also we can calculate. That means kg per liter, how much quantity we are obtained per liter of using the diesel. Similarly, how many rupees we are gross revenue we are obtaining per spending the 1 liter of diesel or kerosene kind of. These things also we can calculate. And price realization. Price realization means gross revenue divided by the total production, that the total yield catch. Then we will get the how much per each kg we are obtaining. Like this also we can calculate this economics. Then that's all I gave you very briefly about the how we have to calculate the economics of the capture fisheries. But we are facing constraints and limitation of capture fisheries. That means main thing is increased cost of fishing factor. This is mostly due to diesel prices. Nowadays, 100 rupees per liter means earlier it was 40 to 50 like that was there, and subsidy was there. Now diesel prices, fuel prices are increasing anything like. Then nowadays most of these mechanized boats, they are stopping because of the diesel prices. They are not able to meet the expenditure with the revenue. Then that is the main reason. One is the increased cost of fishing factor and decreased catch. Nowadays in the sea or this one, there is a building of catch, almost to flattening the catch kind of thing. Potential, whatever potential is there, almost we are able to exploit. That's why nowadays we are not getting much catch. And returns factor, once cost is increasing and catch is increasing, automatically your returns factor is decreasing. Then another thing is the ocean pollution, especially plastic, and all the beaches and everything is polluting too much, and it is affecting to the this fish and juveniles and everything, and ultimately it is affecting the catch. And another thing, climate change. So due to climate change also, this catch is affecting and some species are disappearing. So these are the problems, and now slowly people are moving from capture fisheries to culture fisheries. So culture fisheries, what are the main attractions compared to the capture fisheries means? So as I told you, the stocks are declining in the capture fisheries. So then another thing is the increased consumption of fish. Because of our per capita income is increased and people are spending too much, then people are spending towards the high value food like fish and mutton, all those things, those who are non-vegetarians. So they wanted to spend towards the fish also. And poor farm economy. So economy is poor, then people are slowly diverting from the capture fisheries and agriculture to this culture fisheries. And chance to utilize existing water resources, whatever they are having, especially coast and all these people, and water resources are available, they wanted to put these culture fishing by deploying some cages, sometimes some ponds or something, and they're culturing. And another thing is government of India is attracting and always encouraging and targeting for the doubling farmers' income in the next year or so kind of thing. So that is also one of the reasons for attracting the culture fisheries. Then how we'll calculate this one? What is that cage culture for cage culture economics? First, what are the indicators for economic performance of cage culture we'll use means? First, we will see the initial investment or capital cost. So in this, what is the cage cost? What are the nets we are using? Chains, ballast, wooden platform, fabrication, launching, and installation charges of the cage. These are the items required for the capital cost or initial investment for the establishing a cage farming or cage farming for culture of fishes. Then once this initial investment is over, based on the investment, we'll calculate the fixed cost. How we'll calculate fixed cost? Whatever the investment we are making divided by the expected life, then we will get the depreciation and we will add it, then we will get for all the items. Similarly, interest on fixed capital at the rate of 7% per annum. Whatever the existing bank rate is there, for that investment, we will calculate the interest. So both the depreciation and interest on fixed capital constitutes the fixed cost. Then once fixed cost calculation is over, then we will go for the variable cost. In this variable cost, we will see the what are the labor charges involved and feed per fish and seed. What is the cost of fingerlings means that the seed of the fish seed, how much, and cost of chemicals like probiotics, fertilizers, whatever we are using, those things also we have to take into consideration. And interest on working capital, because this is 8 months period or 10 months period, if it is there means some capital we are spending, for that we have to take the existing rate of interest. And other charges, like once we establish this cages or ponds, watch and ward and maintenance charges also required. Capture means nothing, that is natural resource, there is no need to watch and ward and maintenance kind of thing. But culture means we should be very careful because we are incurring some expenditure. Then once everything fixed cost, variable costs are over, then we'll calculate total cost of production by combining the fixed cost and the variable cost. And the production of fish, we will note down gross revenue, whatever the production we got it, then we will multiply the price per kg, then we will get the gross revenue. Net operating income will calculate by gross revenue minus variable cost. Then net income or profit, that is gross income, gross revenue minus total cost of production. Then cost of production or break-even price, so we have to take the total cost of production and we divide it by the production of fish. Then we will get the cost of production per kg. And price realized, gross revenue divided by the production. Then how much rupee per kg we are getting. Capital productivity or operating ratio, as I already told you, for even capture fisheries. So this is nothing but the operating cost or variable cost divided by the your gross revenue. Break-even production, just if you that means there is no profit, no loss. At what point? That means you divide the total cost of production divided by the your price realized. So you will get this much number of kgs. So with that many number of kgs, you neither will get benefit nor profit kind of thing. If it case is producing that much quantity, so there is no profit and loss kind of thing. Then once that is over, then I will explain with the we have done some experiments in the Andhra Pradesh. So this is galvanized iron case culture of 5 by 5 the dimensions. So here galvanized iron case cost, nets for taking fish, and for chains, shackles, mild steel anchors, and these are all different items for installing one case, and ballast, wooden platform, and nuts and bolts, and cage fabrication this much. So for installing one case of 5 by 5 incurs 1,36,400 rupees. So these are the persons to total investment. Major expenditure is the cage, 31%, followed by the nets. Rest of the things are the as follows. Then economic life also we have to take out. What is the cage life, economic life, net economic life, chain, cycles. By asking to the farmers, they will tell them based on experience also we can note down. Then once this economic life we know, then whatever investment divided by economic life, you will get the depreciation per annum. So you add all the per annum items and submit, and you will get the total depreciation on your investment per annum. So depreciation there we got it 20,600, and similarly interest on fixed capital we have to take the whatever amount is there. That means this 1,36,400 rupees. On that 7% interest you have to take it, and you calculate. Then fixed cost will come. This is the percentage to the total fixed cost. 68% depreciation, 32% the interest. Once fixed costs are over, then you calculate the variable cost. And what is the seed cost? That means fingerlings, how much, and feed, that pellet feed, whatever you are feeding artificially, how much involved, labor charges, watch and ward, maintenance charges. Then these are the purpose. Out of all, for culture, this feed is the major component for the variable cost. Once fixed cost is over, variable cost is there, then total cost of production you calculate, revenue how much you got it calculate, And profit to the revenue minus cost of production. Net operating income means gross revenue means variable cost, and cost of production you calculated gross revenue means by cost of production by the number of pages. Then everything you will get it. Price realized, gross revenue means number of pages obtained, capital productivity, then the annual rate of return to capital, that means investment to the investment to profit into 100 kind of even break-even price. Earlier I explained similar pattern you can calculate, and you can calculate the economics for the cage culture also. Then I explained up to this is the cage farming. Then briefly I will explain about the GI, this one, seaweed farming. As we all know now, Government of India is giving lot of importance to the seaweed farming. Why it is giving importance means it's a source of main human food. We are using this seaweeds, we are using for the human food also, and fertilizers also, and industrial applications. Some chemicals we are by cultivating seaweeds we can extract some chemicals. Even this is using in the cosmetic industries, and they are preparing some gums. And seaweeds they are also using in animal and fish feed also. Even biofuels also, because it contains cellulose content, and from that we can obtain biofuels also like this biodiesel kind of thing. Biodiesel, bioethanol, all these things kind of thing. But this from this cellulose means bioethanol we can extract. Biodiesel means oil seeds. Then how we will estimate the seaweed farming? Here I have given annual cost and returns of 25 seaweed high density polyethylene rafts. They will use a raft culture for cultivating these seaweeds. So in this also same thing, we have to, what is the initial investment we have done? We have to document like rafts, nets, mooring, and blocks, chains, all these things, whatever total initial investment we will note down. Then the corresponding economic life also we have to record. Then once it is over, again fixed costs and operating costs. Fixed costs are nothing but depreciation and interest, and operation cost for this seaweed culture is the and mooring installation charges, seed material, labor charges, harvesting, maintenance, all these things, and cost of production will get it by adding the variable and fixed cost. And gross revenue we will get the 6 production cycle per annum. How will obtain means, so usually yield per raft is the 175 kg per straight basis, and after completion of production cycle of 45 days, we will get 175 kg of seaweed dry weight basis, and market price is roughly about 6 rupees per kg, and per year we can produce 6 production cycles. So totally 175 kg per raft, 6 rupees per kg, and 6 cycles, and 25 rafts. So by multiplying, we will get the 1,57,500 rupees, and you deduct this gross revenue minus total cost of production, net income will get, and you can calculate the profit margin also. That means cost of production by gross revenue minus 1 into 100. You can calculate the profit margin also. Break-in prices also we can see at what price we will not get any profit or loss. So here 6 rupees we are getting. That means 3 rupees 72 paisa up to 3 rupees 72 paisa. There is no problem. If you price if it comes below this one, then farmer or whoever cultivating he will incur loss. So here he is getting 6 rupees, and break-in price is 3 rupees 72 paisa per kg of seaweed dry weight basis. Then I talked a little bit about seaweeds and cage culture. Then now another thing is the ornamental fisheries. So nowadays, many people, this is also one of the attracting to keep in the house or like aquariums and everything. So this is also very big market and lot of economic potential is having. So ornamental fisheries is the first one is the low cost of production and higher returns. So it doesn't involve much expenditure and it gives at the same time higher returns and short span of time. It will not take for production 1 or 2 months kind of thing. And ever growing demand. If you see these ornamental fisheries in domestic market and international market, we have a lot of potential for ornamental fisheries. And it is giving lot of livelihood, socio-economic development for both rural youth and rural women. So this is giving a lot of employment and livelihood kind of thing to the rural people. And another thing is we are getting a lot of foreign exchange. Foreign exchange we are getting through the exports. Exports we are getting. Allied sectors. Then not only these things, this foreign exchange and livelihood and other this employment thing, but the allied sectors like aquarium industry, feed industry, and many instruments and infrastructure. All these things, all these industries are depending on these ornamental fisheries. So indirectly, it is giving not only employment income, it is supporting the industry also. It is giving a lot of income to the economy also. Then we will see the how we'll do the economic analysis of the ornamental fish. Same thing, but variables may be changed every time. Whatever we are doing for the culture fishes, we have to keep in three things. One is the initial investment, fixed cost, variable cost. So first we will take the capital initial investment, that is expenditure on infrastructure and establishment of hatchery. How much we have to spend. Then variable costs are operating expenses and expenses that are spent during each production cycle. Fixed costs are non-operational expense related to the investment. That means the depreciation and interest. We have to calculate on the investment. See, this is the capital investment for marine ornamental fisheries. This is we are giving the economics and breeding of seed production of marine ornamental fisheries. So these are the items. Initially, if we wanted to establish any seed production unit of the marine ornamental fisheries, these are the items are required, like shed broodstock. Broodstock means this is the mother that will give the young ones. So male and female two broodstocks will be there. Then from broodstock, once eggs are laying, then we will go for the larval rearing. Once larva is there, then we will shift it to nursery. In the nursery, it will go to the growth, and that means juveniles to the adults kind of thing. Then some tanks for stopping the larvae and this sometimes feed also required for this larva, like microalga, rotifer, all these things are required. So this kind of feed also we have to manufacture, and we have to feed these ornamental larvae or ornamental juveniles. Then sand filter or overhead tank, because of this any filter is required for water, which is very sensitive. So it will filter whatever pollutants, other things are there. And water storage and Artemia, this is also feed for the growths. And for irrigating the diesel pump, ozonizer is required, and inverter, air pumps, all these things are various items are required for this one for production of the seed production of the marine ornamental fisheries. So we will get the total cost by calculating this one. This is the initial investment. Once initial investment is over, then we will calculate the variable cost by what are the items like broodstock fish or animal, feed, Artemia, chemicals for microalgal, electricity, diesel, maintenance, worker salary, all these items. For year wise, we have to obtain the numbers. and based on these numbers, future will calculate the other ratios. Then next is the cost is over. Now returns. How we calculate the ornamental fish gross returns? First 6 months, once we establish the ornamental fishery industry, first 6 months construction and setup of the building, procurement of equipment, and collection and maintenance of products it will take, because those are the important for establishing the ornamental fishery industry. Then usually 6 broodstock pairs can be maintained in the hatchery, and at any time there are 4 active spawning pairs to produce eggs for the hatchery operation. Each pair will spawn 2 times per month. That means 6 broodstock pairs, mother and father, that male and female will maintain. In that, 4 will be active, 2 will be sometimes inactive kind of thing. The spawning will not be there. So each pair will spawn 2 times per month, like that we assume. And the average 400 larvae will be produced during each spawn by pair. One pair will produce 400 larvae, and survival rate of larvae to juvenile is the 50%. So 400 larvae per time it will produce, then 2 times, and 50% is the survival rate. What that means? We will get 400 larvae per pair per month. So the growth period from larvae to juvenile, that means larvae to the next stage, growth stage, it takes 30 days. So whatever 400 larvae is there, in that 80% is the survival rate. Then 302 juveniles per pair will get. This will be the, we can market it, and it is sellable. So these assumptions also we have taken, because whatever eggs are producing, and 100 eggs are producing means 100 ornamental fishes may not come because of their survival rate. They have to meet the various risk, various strokes and resilience, and everything is required. So ultimately, we will get this many number of juveniles. Then we have to calculate the economics, kind of the economics of breeding a female. What revenue will get it? See, revenue is the sale of clownfish fingerlings, 100 rupees per fingerling. So we got it at the before slide you have seen 320. So 320 juveniles, and out of 6 pairs, 4 pairs will be active. In the first year, only 2 months you will get it. Rest of the months, because of the broodstock development and construction of building and all other things, it will go. So 2 months will be the active. Other months will be the for establishing one. So we will get the 2,56,000 rupees in the revenue for this one. And second and third year different, because year 12 months are there, then number will be increased. Year 2 months, year 12 months, so your income will grow. Then we have incurred 5 lakh rupees investment. This 5 lakhs investment, 50% government of India will give the subsidy on capital investment. That also we can take it into here in the first year. Then these are the revenue kind of thing, and if you take the cost and you take the depreciation on the 5 lakhs 20%, interest on capital 12% in the first year, then you add it to non-operational cost, and operating cost is 1,99,500 in the previous slide, and add it total expenses will get it. This total expenses you deduct it from the total revenue, then you will get the profit. Similarly for second year and third year. Second year also you calculate the revenue, and from that revenue you deduct the operation, the variable costs and the fixed costs, and you will get the profit. From the revenue you have to deduct the cost, total cost. So like the first year, second year, third year, you have to you can see what is the profitability for the industry. Then if you after this, once that is the only for the seed production. Now we can go for the growth also. That means juvenile to that adult. That means larvae to the juveniles kind of thing also. That means the stage is different. Growth stage. Here also various requirements are there. Cost we have to total cost for initial investment we have to note down. Then variable cost like the seed, feed, electricity, maintenance, first year, second year, everything we have to do. Then revenue we have to calculate. Then based on this investment, depreciation, interest we calculate, and operating cost, whatever it is there, we just add it. And similarly, this variable cost and fixed cost, we add it and deduct from the revenue, you will get the profit. These are the little briefly I explained about the cage culture, the seaweed farming, and this ornamental fisheries kind of thing. Now I will teach about the financial feasibility of fishing units. So suppose if you wanted to establish any industry, if you want to take any loan from the bank, what they will look for this kind of enterprises. So the financial feasibility of fishing unit is an important analytical tool that determines the financial worthiness of the props or anything in the engines or nets kind of thing. So they will see, okay, if I give some loan to this boat, and what I will get, what they will get it in future. The financials are interested to see the economic viability of any information before advancing loans. So if you wanted to give 50 lakhs or 60 lakhs to one mechanized boat, if I give to this boat person, what in future, what is the viability? Everything they will calculate and they will see. How they will calculate, I will show you. The financial feasibility of fishing units can be studied through investment evaluation using both discounted and undiscounted cash flow techniques. As earlier, my introductory slide I told, undiscounted techniques like rate of return to capital and payback period. And in case of the discounted techniques like the net present value or net present worth, benefit cost ratio, internal rate of return kind of thing, they will see. And based on that, if it is ratios or NPV is positive, DCR is the more than 1, IR is more than interest rate, everything payback period is less than 1, everything if it is there, then the financial will give the loan to the any enterprise person. You see, undiscounted cash flow techniques. I told you two techniques. One is the rate of return to capital that we usually will express in terms of percentage, and payback period in years. So rate of return to capital, how we calculate average annual cash flow divided by initial investment. In this case, example, you take 2,000 rupees and out of 10,000 is the initial investment. Then 20% is the rate of return to capital. Payback period, how we will calculate initial investment 10,000 and flow is the 2,000. That means if you want to get back this 10,000 rupees at the rate of 2,000 rupees per annum, then it will take 5 years. So if it is lesser the payback period, more is the financially feasible. Then discounted, those are the undiscounted, because why we are undiscounted means here time value of money will not take into consideration. But in discounted cash flow techniques, we will incorporate the time value of the money. So that's why for this we will use some discounting factor. These techniques have a relative advantage since compared to the undiscounted techniques, since the expected future cash flows are reduced to single sum at a point of time by incorporating time value. Here in discounted play, time value of money is there. Different criteria what we are using for this calculating discounted cash flow techniques means net present value or net present worth, benefit cost ratio, internal rate of return. The NPV should be positive, DCR should be equal to or more than 1, the internal rate of return should be more than the interest rate. So let us see first what is the net present value or net present worth. So to determine the present net worth of this scheme of cash inflows over cash outflows. Here inflows are nothing but the benefits, outflows are the costs. So the streams of cash flow should be discounted at the selected interest rate, because future time value of money, for that we have to use some discounting factor. That usually that rate to World Bank usually suggests some rate, either 12% or 18% or 20%. That discount rate we have to take it for taking into consideration of the time value of money. So net present worth simply nothing but total cash inflows minus total cash outflows. Total cash inflows means benefits, total cash outflows means costs. So benefits minus costs, total benefits minus total costs. For an investment to be feasible, the NPV should be positive. This should be positive. If it is negative, means costs are more than the benefits. Then coming to the benefit cost ratio. Benefit cost ratio nothing but the ratio of sum total of annual discounted net cash flows. Here, annual discounted net cash flows nothing but the difference between the inflows minus outflows for the economic life of the investment. So whatever the total that is in the net present worth, we have taken the difference. Here we are taking the ratio. Inflows means benefits minus divided by cash flows, outflows. That means cost. Benefits divided by costs is benefit cost ratio. For an investment to be feasible, the BCR should be equal to or greater than EV. Then only this is feasible, because if it is less than 1, costs are more than the your benefits. Then internal rate of return. Internal rate of return is that discount rate which makes the net present worth equal to 0. That means your costs and benefits should be equal to 0. That means cost equal to benefits. Then at that time, your IRR, that rate, actually that is the discount rate. At what period this NPW equals to 0. Then we can take that rate. It can be said that that discount rate which equates the net cash flows during its economic life with initial investment. How will calculate IRR in formula? You take lower discount rate plus difference between the two rates. That means lower and highest, and net present worth at the lower discount rate divided by absolute difference between the net present worth at the two lower discount rate and higher discount rate. Using this formula, you can calculate IRR. And calculated IRR should be greater than the investor's required rate of return or opportunity cost. So this IRR should be more than the opportunity cost. This is the IRR. So I told you how to calculate the BCR, net present worth, IRR. So for all these things, we need one thing is the for calculation purpose. The financial data can be done using MS Excel. We can easily all these things we can do in the Excel. The factors for year-wise discount rate can be arrived by using the formula 1 by 1 plus R to the power of n. R is the discounting factor, n is the number of years. So how we calculate, I will explain very detailedly with the help of examples. You take the financial feasibility analysis of the project. How will we do it? First, what you have to do, these are the number of years. Investment. Before starting up this, how much? First year, nil, second year, whatever investment we are doing, this we have to note down. And cash outflow. Cash outflow is nothing but the your costs. What is every year we are doing? Cash, this is total cash flow. That means your outflow cost plus investment, cost plus investment equal to cash, total cash outflows. For this, what you have to do, we have to use discounting factor, whatever stated by Baroda Bank or any Standard Bank. Discounting factor for the accounting the future value of money, we have to discount this money. So discounting factor, I already told you, you have to use 1 by 1 plus R by 100 to the power of n. That means in this one, I will get discounting factor 1 divided by 1 plus 20%. 20% means 0.2. 1.2 to the power of 1 year. This is it. Similarly, 1 by 1.2 to the power of 1. 1 by 1.2 to the power of 2. These are the discounting factors you have to calculate. Once you calculate this discounting factor, just you multiply total cash flow and discounting factor. Then you will get the discounted cash outflows. Once costs are over, then benefits also you record it. These are the benefits. These benefits you multiply with the again these discounting factors. Then you will get the discounted cash inflows. Then once this is cash inflows are over, then you what you have to do? Whatever benefits minus costs, you do it, then you will get the discount. And finally, these are the total costs. These are the total benefits. Once you get the total costs and benefits, you know this benefits minus cost is nothing but the your net present worth. And if you divide total discounted cash inflow by total discounted outflow, you will get the benefit cost ratio kind of thing. That also you can see by using this financial analysis. Discounted cash inflow from the chart, we got it this much. Cash outflow, this means this is cost, this is the benefit, and you see, and the NPV at 20% discount rate, that means 1 minus 2, this much, 1 by 2, the benefit ratio. Here this is positive, this is more than 1. So this project is feasible. If it is less than 1 and this is the negative kind of thing, then project is not feasible. Then similarly, we have done for one recirculatory aquaculture system. This is for marine finfish broodstock development. So how we did this financial performance and sensitivity analysis kind of thing, that also I will teach you. You can use for your teach also. Why this recirculatory aquaculture system we are using? That means management of water quality. Main thing is the water quality is the main important for maturation and breeding. Is one of the essential steps for broodstock management. Hence, recirculatory aquaculture system is required. If you want for breeding purpose, water quality is the main important. This recirculatory aquaculture system that will maintain the water quality. Once water quality maintains, then this broodstock will be very nice. Then that will give you lot of production, seed or this fingerlings and everything. So for that purpose, this recirculatory aquaculture system will be used. For that, we have done economic performance of the RES for broodstock maturation and breeding was evaluated. We have taken the orange spotted group of species. This is fish name, orange spotted group. And RES for marine fish broodstock development gives the potential of more economic returns. This RES is giving actually more economic returns. We have tested also this program. See, this is the actually that annual cost of RES for marine finfish broodstock development. So if you wanted to maintain recirculatory aquaculture system means for egg production purpose, we have to invest like cement tank, electric pump, timer switch, sand filters, protein skimmer, all these things we have to use, and we have to incur almost 10,55,000 rupees. It's initial investment. And out of all, this tank is the main component from the total cost. And based on this and their economic life, we will calculate the depreciation. And based on the investment, we will calculate the interest and we calculate the fixed costs also. Then once fixed costs are over, then what are the variable costs like labor charges, feed, electricity, all those things. Then both the things by adding variable costs and the fixed cost, we arrive at the total cost of production for this RES for marine broodstock development for egg production purpose. So once that is over, then we have to see the revenue. Okay, this much we have invested. What is the use of this RES? So we have estimated annual gross returns for this recirculatory aquaculture system for this marine product broodstock development, like this orange spot group of fish. First year, this many number of eggs produced. Second year, third year, fourth year. Then we gave the value. How we gave? the estimate of gross returns was with an annual yield multiplied by an issued market price of 10,000 X to the 500 rupees. So this money number of X produced in the year one. So 10,000 X of unsupported grouper equal to rupees 500. This is market value. So that value, we with this egg production, we arrive this value for each year. That orange spotted grouper, how much first year, second year, third year, fourth year, gave the number of X and that value. So this is the gross returns. Once we get the gross investment, already I told you 10,55,000, and total cost of production is nothing but fixed cost and variable cost. And by deducting this minus this, you will get it the gross returns. Similarly, gross returns minus total cost of production, net returns will get it. Once everything we get it, then we will estimate the NPV at the same what I told you in the earlier slide for discounting rate, the financial feasibility. Same procedure, we use it for NPV, BCR, and payback period, IRR, everything. In this case, see the NPV at the rate of 20% discount rate is positive, benefit rate ratio is more than 1, and return on investment more than 100, and payback period is less than 1, and IRR, because these are all positive and more than 1, automatically IRR is more than. So all these indicators is economically feasible and is profitable. And based on this, we have done sensitivity analysis also. So suppose, if at all, why we should use this sensitivity analysis? Sensitivity analysis is very important for economists, and how to do it, I will demonstrate. And first understand why should we do the sensitivity analysis. This is simple technique to assess the effects of adverse changes on the product. Okay, earlier in the previous slide, we told this much benefit is every year we are getting gross returns like this. Suppose if something is happened to some changes, like any risk or any uncertainty, what will happen? It involves changing the value of one or more selected variables and calculated the resulting change in the net present value, benefit cost ratio, IRR. So we will give these some shocks. If it is benefits or benefits, if it reduces by 10% or 20%, 10%, then what will happen to the NPV, BCR, and IRR? Whether that much whatever it is, the stroke is there, that will absorb or not. And costs and benefit streams across the project time period anticipated is required. That means data main over a period of time. What are the various costs? What are the various benefits that over a period of time is required? This can be done to ascertain the project feasibility at very different stages. Why we are doing sensitivity analysis means one is the increasing cost of capital. So like we are seeing the many projects, we will start 20 years or 30 years back. At that time, some estimate, and future that cost will increase because of the rate of interest also. It will fluctuate. Escalation of cost due to different risks involved. Cost also sometimes raw material cost will increase or some other thing is increased. The cost also will increase. So whatever we are expecting now, it may not happen in future because of the various risks and various uncertainties. Sometimes yield uncertainty, sometimes technological uncertainty, sometimes prices may crash. We are expecting that I told you 10,000 X we will get 500 rupees, but in future we may not get it. So due to some competition or some technology or something, the prices we may not get 500 rupees for 10,000 X. We may get only for 200 rupees or 300 rupees per 10,000 X due to the various technological or some other parameters. So at that time, what we do? And institutional uncertainty, like this banks and insurance and government and whatever the institutions, sometimes those are uncertainties also will be there. And due to that, the benefit will change. So based on those things, assuming all those things, suppose something it will happen into future due to like rate of interest change or escalation of cost or the uncertainties like the yield, technology, all these things, price or institutional kind of thing. If it is there, then what we have to do in that case, and how will assess the NPV, DCR, and financial feasibility kind of thing. So all these things we have to can be accounted by using this discounting factor. Like we have to reduce the benefits, and it maybe sometimes costs also increasing. So we have to give the benefits. If we reduce 10%, what will happen? 20% benefits will reduce, what will happen? 30%. Then if we reduce those benefits, then what will happen to this NPV and DCR? Whether NPV will be positive, DCR will be more than one or kind of thing also we have to see by giving the different to discounting factors. The different by deducting the benefits from the main benefits. So you see, I am explaining this sensitivity analysis of RAS, that means recirculatory aquaculture system for orange spotted grouper, rootstock development. Here the cost, initially year, first year, second year, how much cost, and benefits also important. Discounting factor, I already told you, we have to use 1 by 1 plus R by 100 to the power of n. So in this case, 20% means 1 by 1.2 to the power of 0, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. N is the number of years, and 1 by 1.2. Like this. Then once discount factors will arrive, then discounted cost. How will do this cost multiplied by the whatever cost is there, multiplied by this discounting factor, and we'll get this one. Then once this is get and discounted benefit at 20%. That means these are the costs we have done. Now this benefit, whatever benefit is there, for that you multiply with this factor, then discounted benefit. Once discounted benefit is over, then we will see if you reduce 10% on the benefit. So if you suppose this is the original benefit, in future some uncertainty or some risk or something if happens, so this benefit may not get it, then we will reduce 10% benefit. This 10% will reduce, and for this again you have to multiply with the discounting factor, and you see the discounted benefits for this 10%. Similarly, reduction in benefit of 20%. Out of this amount, 20% you reduce it. What is happening in the 20% the benefit? Then discounting factor you use it, and this 20% benefit will come like 30%. After calculating original is this much without giving any this one shock, like reducing 10% benefits, 20% benefits, or 30% benefits. The NPV and DCR is like this. NPV is positive, DCR is 2.5. Suppose if I reduce 10% of benefits from the main benefits, the NPV will become like this, and DCR will be reducing. And if you reduce the 20% of your benefits, then NPV is like this and DCR is like this. Still, if you go for 30%, this NPV is like this and DCR is 1.75. This one is even if you go for, in this case, even if you go for 30% reduce the benefits also, your NPV will be positive and DCR is the more than 1. So if you, this kind of analysis, if it sensitive, this is the advantage of sensitive analysis. So in future, what will happen? If you reduce some benefits, what will happen? If you increase some cost, what will happen? NPV and DCR. Then by seeing that we can understand the nature of the project. So based on those sensitivity analysis, inference main thing is, in countering the uncertainties, the production benefits team can be sensitive by ex-ante approach of reducing anticipated project benefit estimate 10%, 20%, and 30%, keeping the project cost unchanged. Here, we have not changed any project cost. We assume that in future, we may get some uncertainties. For that, what we did, whatever benefits are there, from that we have deducted 10% benefit, 20%, 30% deduction of the benefit. Then we calculated the net present value or net present worth benefit cost ratio, and they indicate that the system can withstand risk even to the tune of 30% reduction in the production due to the different uncertainty. Why? Because even 30% case also our NPV and positive and BCR is the more than 1. That's why even if you give the 30% reduction in the production benefits due to different certainties, there is no problem. The NPV and BCR at 30% rate reduction in the production in the project benefits thing were found to be Indian rupees that 15,65,000 and 1.75. You have seen the last one. This NPV is 15,65,489 and benefit cost ratio is the 1.75. That it is. So 30% reduction of the benefits also it is giving more NPV and BCR also more than 1, and this is positive. So this is it. There is no problem, and it can withstand the stroke up to 30% kind of reduction in the benefit also. That also this project has proved. Thank you very much. If you have any doubts and any clarification, you are always welcome.
Dr. Raju,
Yes,
thank you very much. Some questions are there.
okay.
You can see the chat box or we can read it for you.
Chat box, shall I open?
Yes.
Okay, 9 questions are there. Implementation in agriculture, benefit cost of gross returns divided by total cost or net return or divided by total. Here, the benefit cost ratio is nothing.
You
but
can unshare your screen.
Unshare. Stop share.
Yes.
One.
Yes. So people can see you.
Okay. You will read or shall I read, madam?
Okay, I will read.
What is the reason?
The reason for high feed cost in
fish production?
Yes.
And how it can be reduced. So main thing is the feed is not only in the fish feed, everywhere the main thing is the feed. So what we have to do, we have to see some non-conventional feeds also. If these are the conventional feed usually we are doing and the cost is incorrect. If you explore some sort of a non-conventional feeds also, if it is having high rich protein kind of thing, then we can incorporate, like I told you, some seaweed. If it is economically viable, and if those things kind of thing, if we incorporate, and we can reduce the feed cost. And at the same time, sometimes subsidies are required, or sometimes expansion of the feed manufacturing units. All those things are there, means we can reduce the feed cost. Next, in agriculture, benefit cost ratio is equal to gross return divided by total cost or net return divided by total cost. No. Actually, any benefit cost ratio, we have to take the total returns minus the total costs. That means that too, you have to take the discounted cash inflows divided by the discounted cash outflows. That means total discounted benefits by total discounted benefits by costs. Like that you have to do. That means inflows by outflows. You don't take net return. You have to take the gross return only. Next, IRR also can be used for evaluation of a project. Exactly, correct. So we can use internal rate of return also along with this benefit cost ratio and this net present worth. IRR also we can trial and error method we use it where NPW is equal to 0. At that rate you have to take into consideration for the opportunity cost calculation of the capital. Next. That's all, madam.
Unmute कीजिए, madam, unmute कीजिए.
Okay. Yeah, that's all. There are no other questions for this. So it was, I think, very nice session. Lot of work has been done regarding.
Rajini madam,
Uh-huh.
I have one question.
Okay.
Hi, Subhash.
Dr. Namaskar.
Namaskar. How are you?
Welcome to again NIAP. So I hope you will be fine, and I really thank you first of all for delivering such a wonderful lecture. Doctor, I have just one small question. I mean that see you have very means vast experience working with crops, fishery, and livestock, many things. So I want to know that if there is a fishery project, for somebody want to project that whether it is economically feasible or not, so what discount rate he should take?
Dr. Subhash ji, usually actually World Bank is prescribing the discount rates kind of thing. Now, as on today, if you ask me, it's the World Bank is telling 12% discount rate.
Okay.
Discount rate. If suppose if you wanted to calculate the time value for future time value of money, just you take that R. I told you now 1 by 1 plus R by 100 to the power of n. Or you can take 12%. 12% Subhash ji.
No, Dr. Sir, for this 12%, is there any means some thumb rule behind this that why 12%? Why not 14%?
Like that? Because I told you initially when I am doing this one, we are usually following the standards of the World Bank. World Bank for calculating this discount rates. So whatever they are prescribing, then we are taking those from the beginning onwards. We are taking from the World Bank rates.
Okay. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you. Nice to see you.
After a long time.
Yeah.
Namaskar, Dr. Raju. Namaskar.
Hi, Kemchandji. How are you? I left NCAP and you came to the NCAP.
Sitting in your old institute, actually.
Achha, you're sitting in?
In your old institute, I'm sitting here.
Oh, okay. Now this is your institute now. Nice to meet you. So you left Kadri and came. Huh? Yeah. So how are you?
Fine, sir. Fine.
Very good.
So now Dr. Khemchand will deliver the talk. So
Okay. I have to leave. Huh?
so you are most welcome and he is also working on the area which you left, risk analysis.
Oh, acha. Very good.
So,
Good area.
So not only the institute which you left, but also
area
in which you were working.
Okay.
So I will request, first of all, I would like to thank you, Dr. Raju, for agreeing to deliver this talk. I requested you about this talk only, I think, a week back. You agreed to deliver this talk because we were missing this fishery component in our lecture. So I thought it will be appropriate and benefit some of those who are actually working in this field. So thank you again for part of resource persons for this training. And I will now request Dr. Subhash Chandra to welcome our next speaker and also introduce him. Dr. Subhash.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam, for giving the opportunity, and thank you to you and your the NCAP also, madam. Thank you.
Thank you,
Dr.
Thanks
Raju.
a lot.
Thank you, Subhashji. Thank you, Kemchandji.
Sometimes come and visit at least Delhi, our institute, your institute, not our, your institute.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you can come to Visakhapatnam also. Very nice.
Definitely will come.
Thank you, Subhashji.
Thank you once again.
Thank you.
So, dear participants, good afternoon to all. We have with us very senior and expert Professor Dr. Khemchand. He is actually a little brief biodata. I am just try to tell you about him. Yeah, he did his BSc from Ajmer University, Rajasthan, during 1989 and PhD 1998. And he worked in different climatic conditions in the country, right from temperate to rainfed So he has a very vast experience working in different locations, different institutes. The things, what experience he gained during his tenure, he will be trying to explain you here through his lecture. And very importantly, he has worked in different institutes at different positions. He was head at Jhansi IGFRI Institute, and he also worked as a director of that institute even more than 1 year. So very senior faculty, and he has been very active, as well as a very good writer also. More than 60 research paper he has published, and he is the recipient of award also. That is Dr. R.T. Doshi Prize, which is given by IRA, and he has attended many training programs, and even conducted many capacity building programs. So he has a good experience in the research as well as the capacity building program in the country, and we hope that you will enjoy his deliberations. Participant will be benefited through his experience. Presently, he is working on the risk management on crop in India, and he will be taking that lecture for you. So, Dr. Khemchand, we welcome you in this session on behalf of our organizing committee to deliver your talk. Dr. Saab, now floor is yours, please. Go ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Suhas. Thank you very much. Is it visible? Visible?
No, sir.
No. Okay.
Share the screen.
Yes,
Is
sir.
it visible? No.
Yes, sir.
Now visible.
Okay, sir.
Now full slide visible. No.
Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Ji. Dr. Suhas is given very good introduction to mine. Actually, he's my classmate from NDRI. Topic given to me is analysis of risk in crops and insurance support for farmers. Actually, this is very interesting area. If today agriculture you see, because from traditional agriculture, long back we are moving towards more commercial agriculture kind of things. New developments are coming, and to support the farmers in case of any failures, insurance support is must actually. Actually, farming is a risky venture, and due to various weather and market forces, it requires insurance support. It requires. Then the risk and uncertainty in crop production impact not only the food security, but have direct impact on income and poverty in the farm households. And farmer insurance markets could play an important role in fostering agricultural development, increased productivity, and improved security in India. Actually, so many times you might have also heard about Prime Minister speaking about this insurance scheme, then Agriculture Minister and Ministry also through various departments and through private companies advertising the different part of the country for different crops. The people should go for this agriculture insurance, because suddenly some losses are there in agriculture due to weather conditions. There is great loss to farmers, and it is very difficult for the government to compensate to the farmers from different funds they have. So the government wants that people should go for the agriculture insurance, and for that lot of facilities is being provided by the government of India. This is the chronology of the important insurance schemes in India from 1970 to 78. There are so many developments, and now in the end from 2016 onward, the Prime Minister Fasal Bima Yojana. This is a totally revised scheme based on the experiences, past experiences, failure or success of the various schemes. Government of India started this scheme, this Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, and every year they go for some reforms in this scheme. You can see its website also, Prime Minister Fasal Bima Yojana, where until 2019 it was mandatory for lonely farmers, but now from 2020 now this is not mandatory actually. Hello. हाँ एक मिनट मेरा लेक्चर चल रहा है फिर बात करूं लेक्चर हाँ so from 2020 this condition of this one for lonely farmers, this has also been removed. Now all the farmers free, they can adopt this scheme based on their requirement. Actually, premium rates. Now, recently, government what they did, the uniform premium rate of 2% for the kharif crops, 1.5% for the other rabi crops, and 5% for the other commercial horticulture crops. These were announced by the government. And what is the major benefit farmer have? The premium rate and the rate of the insurance payable by farmers is shared by the state government and central government. Now, with the just payment of 2%, he is taking or 1.5%, he is taking full benefit of the scheme. So there is a lot of subsidies. Suppose insurance premium 25% or 30%. There is a restriction also 25-30% by government of India. Now, remaining amount is paid by the government actually. State government and central government equally they share this one. And it aims to prevent sowing or planting loss to standing post-harvest losses and localized calamities. And it claims some insured determined by the district level technical committee actually, which takes into account all the cost of cultivation data. It covers many crops actually, and every time they are increasing the number of crops, and the premium rates they differ from the season to season. And it is area-based this one scheme where in the particular area some losses are there, all the farmers are get benefited. And there is emphasis on the use of the innovative technology also. So use of drones actually, because traditionally we go for the crop cutting experiments, but now more and more use of technology, government is trying, even use of the mobile phones to reduce the delay in the claim settlement, uploading data on a fast basis. These are all the more this use of technology so that farmers get benefit and there is no delay in the claim settlement actually. And then there is cluster approach for insurance companies. It encourages L1 bidding among the different companies for the allocation of the particular district. Actually, district-wise or cluster of districts, this insurance premium rates are fixed, and there is bidding among the different companies, and based on the L1 bidding, this insurance premiums are decided. And then PMY conducts significant outreach to farmers through smartphones, electronic print media, and documentaries. This is mandatory by the this one. Sorry, 1 minute. Hello. मैडम थोड़ा लेक्चर चल रहा है, फिर बात करता हूँ. 5 बजे तक चलेगा. मैं देखता हूँ मैडम, लेक्चर खत्म हो जाए. So there is some funding, some amount is spent by the different companies on this advertisement for the farmers. Now the topic is analyzing the crop risk. How we actually calculate this crop risk actually, and what is a relation with the insurance premium. We all understand that wherever risk is high, suppose any insurance company, generally they do business. And suppose risk is very high, then insurance premium is also very high. So analyzing risk is very important component. And in case of crops, for analyzing this risk, we use this instability analysis we do, and mainly we go for the yield data actually. At least one decade old yield data should be there. This time series data we use, and we found that from the different analysis, we found that wherever assured irrigation is there, better infrastructure facilities are there, and if farmers are cultivating crops suitable to the particular climatic condition, then there is instability index value is low actually. It means premium rate should be also be lower for these regions where crops are grown on the basis of agroecological zones, what are recommended crop farmers are growing. But now what happening that farmers are in many areas farmers are growing crops that are not suitable to that area actually, agroclimatically, agroecologically, but sometimes returns are very high, risk is also very high. That time what happens, the insurance company are loser actually. Suppose suddenly losses are there, then insurance company are the loser, or indirectly you can say government is also losing a lot of money. Now this ministry wants that crops with higher instability index and agroecologically unsuitable crops grown in harsh agroclimatic condition could be discouraged by charging comparatively high insurance premium. Actually, government want to discourage the cultivation of the crops in the areas which are not suitable for growing of those crops actually. So there are different studies, and NIAP is also working on some of the studies where one task is given to calculate this risk analysis of the crops for different regions, different districts of the country, and recommend some method how this insurance premium should be there for the different regions, different zones, because insurance premium cannot be same for the particular crop for the country as a whole. In some regions, the area which are more suitable for that crop, there we can say this premium will be lower, comparatively lower than the area which are not suitable for that crop. These are some of the analysis we did for few crops, for cereals, pulses, oil seeds, and cash crops. These are state-wise analysis we did. And the ranking of the states based on the instability, crop instability data. Now, but from practical point of view, I will again say we need district-wise analysis actually, because from calculating the insurance premium, districts are more important, and decisions are also taken based on the districts also, district only. So we are working on the districts also for the different important crops for all the districts of the country. Suppose say wheat may be grown in 100 districts. So we are working out the risk or instability analysis of the wheat cultivation in the 100 districts. These are some of the graphs which shows that how in different crops, different states, the instability index is there. Say in case of the say paddy, wheat, fulminate, barley, these are the cereal crops. These are the states with different variation in the instability index. Say in Bihar, paddy, this instability index is highest instability compared to other states. Similarly, for the pulse millet, say in Andhra Pradesh, the instability index is very high. So these are the some of the information regarding instability index for different states and for different crops. This is for important pulse crop actually. Say the Tur RR crop and chickpea crop, say in Maharashtra, this is very high. RR crop, the instability index is very high. But for chickpea, say this one, Madhya Pradesh, it is very low value for the instability index. Low value means we can say that area is suitable for the that cultivation of particular crop actually. This is for oil seeds actually. Say rapeseed, mustard, groundnut, sunflower, soybean. This is Andhra Pradesh, very high instability for groundnut crop actually. Gujarat is also very high actually. So in many areas you will find that instability index is very high for some crops, and some areas the values are lower. So premium rate will also vary according to, but ministry wants the premium rate should also vary according to these instability index values. This is for the cash crops for cotton and sugarcane for different states. Now, how to calculate actually this crop? Which what our main aim is? How we should calculate it, and how it is linked with the crop insurance. The first step is to collect the secondary data actually for the crop yield. Say we have this nowadays online websites are there, and then otherwise we have statistical update of the states, agricultural statistics of the particular states, or website of the Directorate of Economic Statistics. You will find crop data from these websites. This time series data actually. At least 1 decade data we must have. If 2 decade data, then it's very good, because sometimes what happens that there are some new districts created by some states. So you may not find data more than 7, 8 years, 10 years. Some states all districts you will find 20-year data also. So you see the districts and the sites and collect at least 1 or 2 decade data. Now, there was one method given by Cuddy and Della in 1978, calculation of instability index, where CV, this coefficient of variation, everybody knows how to calculate it. Nowadays in Excel sheet or in different analytical tools, you can calculate and multiply it by square root of the 1 minus R square. R square is the coefficient of determination. So this is a very famous method used by many researchers in many articles for working out instability index of the crops. But there are some other review also there. Dr. Ramesh Chand, who is the now member Niti Aayog, and Dr. Raju, our earlier speaker in this training program, they wrote a paper in 2009 in Indian Journal. I given this reference also. You can note down this reference. Indian Journal of Agriculture Economics, Instability in Indian Agriculture during different phases of technology and policy. There they suggested the standard deviation of the yield in the current year divided by the back year. So these values we get. Now we calculate the standard deviation of this series of the data, and add the series fluctuation more. The ratio of the YT1 plus and YT will also fluctuate more, and there more deviation will be there. So this is also one of the method. Many people use this method also for calculating the stability index. Both method you can use, either this one or Cuddy-Della method. Now, the information on instability worked out will provide the base to classify various crops as most suitable, moderately suitable, less suitable to particular environment in different districts of the country. Now, thing is that what ministry wants, or these policy makers, they want the information from the researchers that country has over 100 districts and we have instability index data. Now we have to divide into 3 categories, classify into 3 categories: the more suitable, moderately suitable, less suitable, so that premium rates should also vary according to these data. Now the different set of premium may be suggested based on the vulnerability analysis and national priority. Again, there are other parameters also. So national priority. A country want to enhance production of pulses in oilseed crops. These crops should be increased through subsidized insurance premium. Suppose instability index value are high for pulses in some districts, but these are our oilseeds. But these are our priority crops. We want to enhance the production of these crops. Here, government may not go for high insurance premium. Here, they may give more subsidy actually. But the crops with high instability, vulnerability, are less suitable to particular region, not a national priority. They want to discourage these crops through subsidy on the insurance premium actually. We use this cumulative square root frequency method of stratification for classifying the districts into more suitable, moderately suitable, less suitable actually. And these 3 categories will indicate a data range of yield stability which different districts will be categorized. I will just show you the Excel sheet. I'll just try to show you this one Excel sheet. Just wait. प्रभाव बताना वो एक्सेल शीट कहाँ से शेयर करेंगे इसमें? कहाँ से?
Yes.
क्या हुआ? आ गई.
Is it visible now, Excel sheet?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
visible.
Okay, thank you. This is one of the example I want to give here. This practical analysis we did for working out this crop stability index and classifying into different categories actually. This is one example of this sunflower crop, and from the 29 districts in the different part of the country, you will see here the states name are there. See Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, this one, Haryana, Karnataka, and these are districts. District names are there. Then crop, then stability index values are there. For first, what we did, we kept all this data in the ascending order actually. Here, all this data we kept in ascending order, yield and stability data. Now, after keeping this information ascending order, this is we made this class interval based on this range of the data from highest instability index minus the lowest instability divided by 10. 10 class interval we made. This is class interval. Then frequency, that in which class interval, how many districts they are falling. Then square root, then this cumulative square root, this is 13.81 in this case. Now we want to make 3 categories. So this is 3 categories, class interval 10, and this is cumulative total 13.81 in this one instability index. This is the formula. You can see, search any this one literature, you will find it for working out. This is total divided by 3. This is the then second category. Now from here the 4.60 value lies in which class interval actually. We see respective class interval. This is the formula here, how to calculate it, and all the values are here. This one difference in the this one class interval, then values, cumulative square root, frequency method using these values in the respective class interval. Then we will found from this analysis that first category will have districts with instability index from 0 to 0.36. They will lie in the first group. And the next step is to calculate the second group. And this from this analysis, second group we found that from 0.36 to 0.50. It lie in the second group. And third group will lie the districts with the instability index higher than the 0.50. Now this is the final table where total districts are 29, and we categorize into low risk, medium risk, and high risk. These 3 categories. And based on this information, whatever category we made, that which districts will fall, the range of data we have, this instability index values. So there are 7 districts in case of sunflower, they are in the low risk category, 10 districts in medium risk category, and 12 districts in the high risk category. Now, from practical purpose, the ministry want this information from the researchers. This information they want. They want the name of the districts which falls under the low risk, medium risk, and high risk category. Now, decision has to be taken by the government, and that what are the crops? These crops actually. If this is say sunflower, maybe this is oilseed crop. If they think that this is from national point of view, this is imported crop, they have to increase the production of the oil seeds, so they will continue to give subsidy. In that case, there may be same subsidy on the insurance premium for all these districts. But there may be some crops which fall in the high risk category in the districts, may fall in the high risk category. There they may not give subsidy to those farmers of those districts, to discourage those farmers actually, so that people should shift to the other crops. Many examples are given, say in the Ramanathapuram district of Tamil Nadu, people are going for the paddy cultivation, and underground water is not sufficient to grow the rice actually there. The ministry wants to discourage that paddy cultivation in Ramanathapuram district, because they have to go for ministry losing money on account of the insurance premium actually, because that area is not suitable for paddy cultivation, and government wants to discourage this paddy cultivation so that people go for some of the crops which require less water actually. So through directly they can't stop the people from growing the paddy cultivation, but through this insurance premium, discouraging subsidy or deducting subsidy or reducing subsidy, they want to discourage the farmers. so that this company is also not loser. And overall business of this insurance, this should go on, and country also should be benefited through cultivation of some of the crops which require less water actually, and our underground water resources are not depleted fast actually. Because in many places we have seen this same thing in Bundelkhand also. The trend is that area is more suitable for the pulse crop cultivation that require less water actually. But due to high profitability, people are shifting to the paddy cultivation. The water level is very low actually in Bundelkhand. If you go for insurance of the paddy in that area and heavy losses are there, then this insurance company, they will be loser, government will be loser. So like in this area where government is more interested, people should go for oilseed pulse crop. So through this analysis, we can help the government. Okay, these are the districts which are more suitable for this crop. These are moderate suitable. They are less suitable based on this risk analysis. This is the scientific evidence we can give to the government who are helping them to deciding this insurance premium rates. That's all. You can also, for your practical purpose, use this method. You can use this method first, having this time series data, then working out on the instability index values. That already I shown you the paper written by Dr. Ramesh Chand. You can see the Indian Level of Economics paper. And finally, if you want to classify the stability index, then you can use this cumulative square root frequency method of stratification. As we have used, Excel sheet I have shown you. You can use this one and classify the district based on these values. Again, I will show you this. Many discussions are going on at many platforms, and NIAP is also involved in this discussion. That how countries should go for the overall this business insurance business to run, and more and more farmers get benefited, because you find many debates among the farmers during last farmers agitation also. They want to grow some crops. Government want to discourage some crops in some of the areas, so that a win-win situation is there. Because long term, if you see our natural resources, water, and in many places you found that government announced that nobody will go for the digging new tube wells and like that, because already water level has gone so down actually. So there are many ways government want to discourage farmers for going for the high water requiring crop, or where risk is very high. This was some of the methodology I shared with you regarding risk analysis. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, Doctor.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Achha. First of all, Doctor, thank you very much for sharing your experience. Just I have one small question. You have made an Excel sheet this class intervals.
Yeah.
1 to 10.
Yeah.
When there is a frequency 0 for 1 to 3.
Yeah.
So why to make this many class? That is my clarification. This one, it can be number of class can be 7 only. Why to take this 1 to 3 when everything is 0?
Actually, initially you don't know that how many districts will fall in the first, second, third category. It is uniformly we are making 10 classes for all the crops, and it will not impact our study also. If you make 7 classes also, it will have not much impact on the category. I have seen actually, not much impact. The final categories we make actually.
Okay.
Only in this case we found 0. Otherwise, for all the crops, some values are there actually. Some districts will fall in some category actually.
Okay. So, dear participants, now it is open for discussion. You can post your questions.
Sir, there are some questions in chat box as well as question and answer.
Okay.
The first question is, sir, what is the criteria of classification of instability, like low, medium, and high?
Actually, what I'm showing here, this classification of this one instability low, medium, high. I already told you this cumulative square root frequency method of stratification. This method we are using for classifying into low, medium, and high category. What we are doing, as I explained, we are making class interval. Then this is the whole method. You should go study this method. we are making frequency, then square root of frequency, cumulative square root frequency, then these are the some steps to calculate the low, medium, and high risk category. The steps you follow.
Sir, can you share this Excel data sheet? Because this is a new method for us to classify the data based on Q root frequency.
Sure. I will share this, or we can mail also. We can mail also this Excel sheet. I have no problem. I will tell
This
to.
will help us.
Dr. Saab, you can give to Dilip this your PowerPoint presentation as well as this Excel sheet so that they can have the experience of calculating this thing, and they can do one small exercise.
Sure, no problem. That's why I'm showing this Excel sheet with the original data, original practical data from the different states, different districts. So I will share, no problem, and I will ask Dilip to mail to all the participants. If he find any problem, he can share my email ID also. So anytime if somebody feels any problem with calculation, he can just mail me. I will help him.
Thank you.
Sir, another question from Dr. Silva. How many years of data will be collected for this result to calculate the instability?
Yeah, very good question. At least we should have one decade data actually. At least 10 years data we should have, because the problem is that in many states some new districts are created actually. Then you don't find sometimes 7-year data, 8-year data. Then we should go for whatever data is available. Otherwise, in case of the old districts, you will find 10 years data. The best is to get 10-year data. If you find more more for analysis, you can go for 2 decades, but at least 1 decade data we should have, at least.
Okay, sir. So there is no question. Dr. Swaz, sir.
Dear participants, sir, Dr. Khemchand, you unshare your this screen. Unshare, please. Right now. So, dear participants, somebody lifting a hand. What is your question? Please speak. Chandresh Guleria.
He is unmuted, sir. You can speak.
Okay. So, if there is no question,
Sir, one question is there, sir.
What is that? Please.
Abhishek.
Actually, I want to know, sir, one thing, whatever sir Khemchand sir has shown is mostly it is a field crops based like pulses and cereals. Sir, what about the vegetables crop? Because we can see that there is due to some climate change all recent days, there is some loss in vegetables also. So in that case, how will calculate the instability index, sir? Because getting the data also it is somewhat it may be difficult for like unlike the field crops. So in case of vegetable crops, sir, so in which way we should calculate?
For working out this instability, actually you should need time series data actually. Time series data is must. For 1 or 2 year data you can't, because I know where in case of vegetables you have the harvesting at different stages. Sometimes 3 times, 4 times picking is there. So we should have at least we should have data actually. So it is the data problem. How because government is also now trying to expand this insurance scheme to as many crops, because there are demand from the people that there are high losses in the horticulture crops, vegetable crops actually due to this one climatic factors. Sometimes you will find total loss is there, and sometimes due to losses rates are very high in the market. So this is data problem actually. So government is trying to find different ways how we can include these crops actually. Data is must actually. Before without time series data you can't calculate this one. Time series data is must.
Okay.
Any more question? If there is no question, so we can request to some participant who can place the vote of thanks. David is there. Dr. David. Dr. Abhijit Devnath.
Yes, sir. I just asked, sir, just now.
Huh?
I have just asked regarding vegetables. That one.
Just thank to Dr. Khemchand
Yeah.
on
Sir,
behalf
thank you,
of
sir.
participant.
Of course, sir. Of course.
Yes.
I'm really thankful, sir. This is a very important topic, and practical point of view, because in the farmers field, mostly in my state, it is a small state, Tripura. So normally that unseasonal rainfall, the rainfall is very high in the northeastern states. Like it is like that 24,000 millimeter, 2400 millimeter. So above to 2000 millimeters. So there's the main problem is comes to the vegetables only, sir. The crop losses. Last year, sir, this season in potato also there is a huge loss due to unseasonal rain. So based on that, we have also helped to the department to calculate the losses. There was a team, district level team. So this time that HDFC insurance was that company has implemented that. So and we also helped to the department for the calculation and other things to how to facilitate the losses. So it is really, sir, it is a great. I have learned the techniques also, and it is a very much important for all of us as far those are working in the field level. So thank you very much, sir. We hope that we will be in touch with you. Also kindly share, sir, your that calculation sheet so that we also can do the put the data and find out the results, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Abhijit.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So on behalf of our participants, Dr. Saab, and on behalf of our organizing committee, really it was a wonderful lecture, and you have given even how to work out the instability index and what is the utility of the formula and calculations. Definitely our participants might have been benefited out of it, and they will use it in their due course of time in their future research programs and other activities. We are really thankful to you, and we thank you, our heartfelt thank for delivering such a wonderful lecture. Thank you one and all. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So now meeting will be ended.
So dear participant, today we can call off the day, because now no